It's the Joel Shit Show featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So I'm walking to work. I'm walking to the train station to go to work. And it's fixing to rain, as y'all say in Iowa. It's fixing to rain. Kind of goofy outside because it's really warm, but it's clear. And usually, when it's clear out, it gets colder at night. And it probably was cold at some point. Or maybe it was cloudy all night and they passed. But if I look off to the west, over there, oh look, the clouds. I know it's really a tree. But behind that tree is a better woman. No, behind that tree are clouds. Well, yesterday I had my sexual harassment training at Stanford. So now I am no longer allowed to sexually harass anybody because I now know better. It's actually a better class than other ones I've taken. Except they overbooked the room, and it was standing room only, and it was definitely a fire hazard. But what are you going to do? Are you going to tell Stanford they're doing a fire hazard? I don't think so. Stanford gets to do whatever they want because they're Stanford. Perhaps that's what they'll tell Cal this Saturday. We'll see. So the first thing she did was give most of the people in the room, because the class is overbooked, envelopes. In the envelopes, not money, but 3 pieces of paper, green, yellow, and red. No, not for you to keep. So it's just as well that I didn't get one, because I was late. Because there are no signs saying where the room is, even on the maps. There's a room sign that says Juniper, but there was not one that said Sequoia. So, those with the colored signs were to hold up one that was to reflect the situation, the scenario that the instructor was describing. If there was no sexual harassment taking place, you held up the green one. If there might have been, you held up the yellow one. And if there definitely was, you held up the red one. And the point was to see what other people thought, I guess. And some of them, there were some differences of opinion. But like we didn't have the classic white egotistical male holding up the green while the stuck-up feminist held up the red, which of course, I guess, is the point of the activity. Because then you get to have discussion, and you get to hear the ignorance of the green talk to the forthrightness of the red. And of course I root for the red. I probably should take sexual harassment classes for the opposite reason, because I always root for the woman, even when I shouldn't. So of course, after that was done, we got into groups of 3, and of course I was in a group of 2 really hot women. Like I said, I need to take these classes. And the scenario I got was great. It was straight out of what happened to me in college, except that all these stories are things that actually happened at Stanford. So, basically, Stanford wants a diversified workplace. That's why they hired me. So apparently they hired some woman who was very friendly, but just culturally, like, they didn't say she was from Brazil, but to me it was pretty obvious she was from Brazil, because only in Brazil are you this flamboyant and friendly. But it doesn't mean sex. It just means they're flamboyant and friendly. I went to college with Brazilians. I understand what this is like. Well, some of them had sex too, but that's because they were all 19 and younger. So, guys are stupid, at least here. They misunderstand these things all the time. So this one guy was misunderstanding it, and he always wanted his hug. And he wasn't always getting it because he was making her feel uncomfortable. Because she knew he was just a stupid American who didn't understand how this shit worked. And then he would find ways to accidentally bump into her and rub her breasts. It went on. But she didn't want to report him because she wanted to get anybody into trouble, which is common too. It's the women's big weakness. They hold all the power, but they're afraid to use it. So a coworker saw it happen once, and she didn't know what to do. So our activity was to determine what should happen. So we came to our conclusions or whatever. There were only like 4 scenarios in the entire class, so if you didn't want to talk, you really didn't have to. I just wanted to read the scenario out loud because I like to read out loud. It's my radio background after all. So when some other group got to read theirs before us, I handed my slip back to someone else on the team and said, "Oh, whatever." So then the instructor says, "Does anyone else have this scenario?" So of course, one of the 2 women raises their hand and says, "We did." And then look at me. I mean, I was going to talk about it, I guess, but mainly for the purpose of reading the slip, which I did not make clear enough. My fault, fine. So I said, well, they pretty much said everything we were going to say. She did not like that. So then she started saying all the other things we said that she did not say. And I was like, I need to catch a shuttle so I can get to the Caltrain station, damn it. But luckily, class got out early, and I walked to the shuttle stop right when the shuttle showed up. And it got me to the Caltrain station 37 minutes early. So I went for a walk in downtown Palo Alto to get a burrito, but you can't get a burrito in downtown Palo Alto because nothing in downtown Palo Alto costs less than $10, and you can't get a burrito for more than $10. It just doesn't work that way. So, no burrito. I just went home and had dinner instead. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel at joelshitshow.com. Oh, look, there's a kitty. Yay. Best B-roll footage ever. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, that's enough. Bye, kitty.